Good evening. It's Thursday, September 3, 2020 here in Cebu City. I'm Cherry Ann Lim, and here's all you need to know in Newsbits tonight. Due to the increasing demand for public transportation, traditional public utility jeepneys can now ply the streets starting today in all towns and cities in Central Visayas, except for the cities of Cebu and Mandaue. Here's Chari Coronel for the details.
Starting today, traditional public utility jeepneys can now operate in all cities and municipalities in Central Visayas, except in the cities of Cebu and Mandaue. Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board Central Visayas Director Eduardo Montialto Jr. said, due to the increasing demand for public transportation and after various meetings with local government units, the agency is now allowing the traditional PUJs to resume operation. However, LTFRB has imposed conditions that operators and drivers must comply before they can operate. The operators must have a valid certificate of public convenience and registration. Those with expired CPC and registration can now proceed to Land Transportation Office Central Visayas for a roadworthiness inspection. They must also have a valid passenger insurance policy. Operators must submit a photo of their unit with impermeable barriers between each passenger to ensure at least 1 meter distance with 50% seating capacity. The driver's compartment must also be sealed with an impenetrable plastic barrier. Meanwhile, 10 more modern jeepneys has started to ply the roads of Cebu City after the city has been placed under modified general community quarantine. To implement physical distancing, a total of 22 passengers are only allowed. Modern PUJs have routes from Quiyut Pardo to Ayala Center, Cebu, which will pass through Tres de Abril, Virama, B. Rodriguez, and General Maximum Avenue, and vice versa. There is also a route from Quiyut Pardo to SM City, Cebu, which will pass by Tres de Abril, P. del Rosario Street, and Robinson's Galleria, and vice versa. LTFRB said the modern PUJs have a minimum fare of 11 pesos for the first 4 kilometers. The agency said operators are now working on the automated fare card. At present, around 200 modern PUJs are operating in the cities of Cebu and Lapu-Lapu. Chari Coronel, Newsbits tonight.
A 29-year-old man in Talisay City was arrested after he allegedly threatened to post online the nude photos of his former lover if she refused to have sex with him. Here's Kenneth Torres for the details.
The Regional Anti-Cybercrime Unit arrested a 29-year-old man in an entrapment operation yesterday afternoon in Sitio Mingoy, Barangay Dumlog in Talisay City for allegedly threatening his former girlfriend to post her nude photos in social media. Police Staff Sergeant Ronel Ocariza identified the suspect as Kirk Compassion, who works as a welder. Ocariza said Compassion's former girlfriend reported that the suspect messaged her on Facebook using a dummy account and asked her to have a sexual intercourse with him. The victim said Compassion threatened her to post her nude photos if she refuses to meet with him and have sex. The suspect admitted to the crime and reasoned out that he misses the victim. Compassion will be charged with grave threat and other cases in violation of Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act of 2004, Anti-Photo and Video Voyeurism Act of 2009, and computer-related identity theft. Kenneth Torres, Newsbits tonight.
Cebu City Mayor Edgard Labellia is now recovering in hospital after undergoing gallbladder surgery this morning. Here's Chari Coronel for the details.
Cebu City Mayor Edgardo Labellia is now recovering after he underwent a surgery this afternoon. Labellia announced yesterday through his Facebook page that he is set to undergo a surgery after he was diagnosed with gallbladder stones. He said he has been experiencing stomach and joint pains but chose to disregard them as the city is currently battling COVID-19. Cebu City spokesperson Ray Gilon said Labellia ordered City Hall officials to continue the operation so not to impede any services. Vice Mayor Michael Rama serves as the acting mayor for the meantime until Labellia gets back to work on Monday. Rama, however, said he did not receive any communication that he will serve as an acting mayor for 2 days. Chari Coronel, Newsbits Tonight.
More stories in Newsbits Tonight after this short break. For the latest in sports, here's Kenneth Torres.
Cebuano big man Junmar Fajardo is in no rush to be back out on the floor after suffering a serious leg injury earlier this year, even if the Philippine Basketball Association does make a return to action later this year. Fajardo said he is diligently following the rehab program prescribed to him by renowned physician George Canlas. With his injury healed, the San Miguel star is now keen on strengthening his body. Fajardo vowed to have more tricks in his bag whenever he makes his return to the court. He might even be shooting more from the perimeter. San Miguel Beermen officials led by team manager G. Abanilla shares Fajardo's sentiment in just letting the 6'10" giant take his time in recovering from the severe injury. Kenneth Torres, Newsbits Tonight.
To get the latest, visit www.sunstar.com.ph. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media accounts on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Cherry Ann Lim. Good evening.